The thoroughbred is a magnificent animal, bred for speed, bred to compete, the sport of kings.
Wow, West Coast has it by 6.
It's the all-new Let's Go Racing from Parks Casino and Racetrack. It's action-packed and fun for the entire family.
3 of them are right together with 1 furlong to go.
Let's Go Racing is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association. It's fun to see them run.
Welcome to Let's Go Racing. I'm Danny Gibson, pleased to be here with Dick Girardi. We have the best in horse racing and news from around the country. On today's show, at Churchill Downs, they had a big closing night with the Grade 2 $600,000 Stephen Foster with the return of Godolphin's Maxfield for trainer Brendan Walsh against a loaded field in the handicap division. And 3-year-olds make their run in the $500,000 Ohio Derby at Thistledown with a pretty evenly matched group of runners, including Kenny McPeak's King Fury, who won the Grade 3 Lexington Stakes, and can Todd Pletcher's Promise Keeper make it a 3rd win in the row for owner Woodford's Thoroughbreds and Windstar. And an impressive group of 3-year-old fillies running at Big Sandy and Belmont Park's Grade 2 Mother Goose, with Chad Brown's undefeated Always Karina, the heavy favorite for owner and breeder Three Chimneys Farm. So a great racing weekend, and it's 4th of July weekend, Dick. Happy 4th.
Yeah, you too, Danny. And yeah, great racing weekend last week as Churchill closed with Stephen Foster Day, and then we got a really good weekend up in New York and in Florida, all over the place. We'll be able to show you races next week, and you can watch them obviously all weekend long.
Definitely. I'm definitely going to ask you about your 4th of July plans as we get further in the show, because I think we might have the same plans.
All right.
But let's get to some Parks local racing first. We're going to take a look at Monday's 10th race. It was an allowance optional claiming race, $35,000 claiming tag for the $47,000 purse. Horses running 6.5 furlongs. And our post-time favorite are the 2 Jamie Ness entries, the number 4 and number 5, both at 2-to-1 odds for post time.
Yeah, Shanghai Superfly was just a slight favorite in the money, Danny, but like you said, really close. Both Jamie Nash, Shanghai Superfly coming off just nothing but good races. Gets Frankie Pennington, and Tringali just came off a nice win, optional claimer, and a claiming $25,000. So it's Jamie Ness. He's hot. He can't get beat. And why wouldn't he just run 1-2 or 1-3 or something?
we see that. Train Angle just almost broke the track record here. Yep. So, well, let's get to Chris Griffin with the call of our local race of the week.
Tringali is up by 3/4 of a length. Lawan is trying to keep up with this pace setter. Hopeful Treasure is going to need a way through. Was taken off of that early pace. Splice the main brace is starting to launch a 4-wide rally. Dropping back Wild Caramello. Confessor getting much closer. Shanghai Superfly. They approach the quarter-mile pole. Tringali's still got the lead. Lawan from off the pace is trying to come after this pace setter. Tringali's going to hug the rail and has a bit more. Tringali, Lawan in between runners. Hopeful Treasure. Splice the main brace down the center of the racetrack. Shanghai Superfly is weaving in between runners, but does Shanghai Superfly have enough time to catch the pace setter Tringali? And Tringali is kicked on, and this is going to be a very big effort. Tringali is 3 lengths clear.
While Tringali getting the win, the number 4 horse for trainer Jamie Ness with jockey Ruben Silvera. You know, the track was speed favoring all day, not taking anything away from Ruben, but he really did his homework, and he wanted at the break, getting that horse out on the lead.
Yeah, no question. He's in a little bit of a battle for the lead, but as you said, Danny, the speed inside, that was the place to be all day on Monday, and Tringali wins again. How about Jamie at this stage of the season? 87 wins, 32%. Now in 2020, he ended up with 109 wins at 31%. So he's going to shatter that number this year here at Parks. Now, yes, we're going to race 12 months instead of 9 months, but even if you do it any other way, he's 50 wins ahead of Lou Linder, who's in second. It's just a awesome performance again by Jamie Ness and his barn.
Definitely a sheer runaway. And I want to give a shout out to the horse that ran second, Hopeful Treasure, moved from Mike Pino over to Mike Catalano, but this horse showed a lot of promise off a really long layoff. Was never going to try catch Tringali, was kind of chasing, but I think we'll see a lot from Hopeful Treasure moving forward.
No, I agree. He was good at 7-1, and of course Jamie ran 3rd with Shanghai Superfly. Why wouldn't he run 1st and 3rd?
A good day for Jamie Ness, as it always is. Well, time to head for us to our first break. When we come back, we're going to have our national coverage and the return of Maxfield in the Grade 2 Stephen Foster. All this on Let's Go Racing.
Maxfield with a blitz on the far turn, 6th, 5th, 4th.
Looking to join the thrill and excitement of thoroughbred racehorse ownership? Pewter Stable can get you started. With more than 25 years of experience under the leadership of Greg and Kate DeMasi, Pewter Stable is one of the industry's leaders in racing partnerships, winning hundreds of races and millions of dollars at racetracks all over the Mid-Atlantic, including New York. No markup, no management fees makes our partnerships unique and affordable. We are Pewter Stable.
If you want action and you want it now, you got to get the new Parks Racing mobile app. Wager and watch thoroughbred and harness racing from around the world. With the Parks Racing mobile app, it's easy to open and fund your account. Then place your wagers and cheer on your horse as they thunder down the stretch. With the Parks Racing mobile app, you'll easily make withdrawal requests, view the previous day's replays and results. Plus, open any new account now and you'll be automatically enrolled in the Parks Rewards program. The more you wager, the more you earn. Get the new Parks Racing mobile app and get in on the action.
Did you know the Pennsylvania horse racing industry provides health care and pensions for thousands of workers who in turn spend their income supporting local communities? And we do it with zero tax dollars while creating tens of thousands of jobs.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. Our national coverage is brought to you by the Chapman Auto Group. If their emblem's not on the back of your car or truck, well, you did pay too much. And speaking about Chapman Auto Group, Mrs. Chapman was out here on the track as she loves to come out and watch her homebreds run. Always lovely to see her in her beautiful blue and white colors representing Someday Farm.
No question.
We love Mrs. Chapman.
Yes,
I call her
we
the
do.
first lady of racing at Parks.
There's no argument there.
Well, let's get to our national coverage. We're going to start at Churchill Downs. It was their big closing night. Their marquee race was the Grade 2 Stephen Foster $600,000 purse, a mile and an eighth for 4-year-olds and up. And no doubt Maxfield, our heavy favorite, he runs from number 8 post 2 to 5. Jockey Jose Ortiz in town for trainer Brendan Walsh.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really talented horse, Dan. He's only lost one time. Remember, he was going to be one of the favorites for the 2019 Breeders' Cup Juvenile, and then had an ankle injury after he'd already gotten to California. Then last year, his whole season was compromised, had a condylar fracture in his right leg, and now he's back, and he looks like he's better than ever. And on paper, I mean, he just lays over this field. He's 2 to 5 for a reason. This is a really good horse.
Coolest cucumber in the post parade. You love seeing that. Lots of confidence for Maxfield. Our second choice is our friends with Warriors Charge owner 10 Strike Racing, Marshall Graham, trainer Brad Cox, and they've made no qualms about their plans in this race is to get to the lead.
Yeah, no doubt. That's what this horse does. And when he runs, he ran, really remember in the Preakness, he ran great on the lead, ended up finishing 4th. And Marshall is in his new house in Saratoga with his family. After he won that Breeders' Cup betting challenge last year, he took all his money and bought a house in Saratoga, which he'd always dreamed about doing.
And he also generously donated Turning for Home, as he always does. We love Marshall Graham.
One of the good guys in the sport.
Here's the call of the Grade 2 Stephen Foster with track announcer Travis Stone.
Empty Tomb in the inside with Sprawl right alongside in second. They're 1-2. Necker Island settles in toward the rail racing third. Visitant comes on to grab fourth. Warriors Charge has to settle for fifth in the early stages, 3 lengths off the lead. Maxfield comes away in sixth. Is angled to the outside, just inside of Silver Dust, who's clear by 3 of South Bend. And Chest Chief is the trailer. The opening quarter sharp in 23 and 1/5 seconds. They're moving down the backstretch run. Long shot, Empty Tomb in front by 3/4 of a length. Sprawl is sticking right with this one down the backstretch. They continue to go on 1-2. 3 lengths back to Visitant and Necker Island. They're still together 3rd and 4th. Warriors Charges 5th with 5 lengths to make up. Maxfield is still 6th with 4 furlongs to go now, is still in the clear, starting to muster up a bit of a run now. Farther back it's Silver Dust, and then it's South Bend and the trailer Chest Chiefs. Around the far turn, Sprawl has taken the lead with 3 furlongs to go. Empty Tomb gives way toward the rail. Maxfield with a blitz on the far turn, 6th, 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and now 1st at the quarter pole. Maxfield takes charge at the top of the stretch. Sprawl's back into 2nd. Warriors Charges under pressure back in 3rd with Empty Tomb. South Bend coming with a run switched outside for the final furlong. And at the 8th pole, it is Maxfield doing it easily by 3. Sprawl's trying hard back in 2nd. Warriors Charge running a good race up into 3rd. The rest are struggling, and Maxfield fought off all challengers.
Well, congratulations to Maxfield. He looked like the 2 to 5 shot, made that impressive sweeping move that we all had our jaws dropping. And jockey Jose Ortiz just didn't do anything funny, kept him out in the clear, just as you would with the 2 to 5 shot.
Yeah, he said, look, I'm on the best horse. I don't want to make any mistakes. So why go on to the rail? And he didn't. And this horse was great. Now, I think you can make a case he's among the very best horses in the country at this moment. 103 buyer that backed up 105. And owner Godolphin is on some kind of a roll. Earlier in the day, they won the Irish Derby. Remember Belmont Stakes Day? They won the Belmont with Essential Quality. earlier that day. They won the Epsom Derby. Godolphin, how about this over time, Danny? 9 Dubai World Cups, 9 Breeders' Cup wins, 2 Epsom Derbies. They still haven't won the Derby, which is the race they want to win. Our Derby, I'm talking about. They have won a Preakness and a Belmont. 340 Grade 1 wins in the 25 or so years they've been around, 6,800 wins overall, and they're probably as hot as they've ever been. And now they have all these horses in America. And it's not just essential quality, and it's not just Maxfield. They got Mystic Guide, who's going to be the favorite in the Suburban with 3 different trainers. The Godolphin Blue is everywhere at the moment.
They certainly are. And not only do they have their horses, I love how they widely place their horses with all different trainers, with different strengths. And we have to give Brendan Walsh has managed Maxfield just impeccably.
Absolutely.
They give a lot to the sport of horse racing. They have this program called the Flying Start that gets horsemen in the program.
Our good friend Trish Bowman went through the program.
Yep, and Devin Doherty of Parks Racing, and that really sets them up for a big life in horse racing.
Yeah,
so.
there's no question, and it's interesting. They could end up with the 3 favorites in the Breeders' Cup Classic, Essential Quality, Mystic Guide, and Maxfield. Now, it's a long way to there, and it'd be hard to separate the 3 of them right now. They'll try to keep them separate until we get to first Saturday in November at Del Mar.
Well, we look forward to that. Well, let's keep moving on. Thistledown had the Grade 3 Ohio Derby for 3-year-olds going 1 1/8 miles, and our post-time favorite was Mask Parade for our trainer Albert Stahl, running from the number 10 post.
And this is the power of speed figures at the betting windows, Danny. On paper, you're going, wait a second, this horse has only won an optional claimer. He got DQ'd into his maiden win. Why is this horse the favorite over horses that are already proven stakes horses? The answer is he's the fastest horse in the race by the numbers, and the numbers are where the money gets bet. This horse got bet strictly off speed figures.
He absolutely did, and also if you like to look at horse flesh like I do, he looked the part. He was a bigger horse, he was a stronger horse, so he definitely had all that. Albert Stahl said he looked at him in the paddock and was very impressed. Well, our second choice is number 1, Promise Keeper for Todd Fletcher. It was his birthday that day. We'll see if he had a happy birthday. Jackie Louise Sy is in for this now.
Yeah, he's hot. He's won a couple in a row, won the Peter Pan. Numbers getting better each race. Going to have to take another step in the right direction. But it's Todd. It's a 3-year-old. Why wouldn't he?
Well, let's see what happens with these 3-year-olds in the call of the Ohio Derby.
Hello, Hot Rod, outside of Promise Keeper. Channel Fury is right there. Masker Parade begins to move up, and Masker Parade is about to challenge for the lead. Hosier's inside of Ethical Judgment. The Reds is furthest outside. King Fury looking for room along the rail. He's only 3 lengths off the lead. He's 2 clear of Keep Me in Mind. They have 4 furlongs to go. And the leader is Promise Keeper. Hello, Hot Rod is there. Masker Parade. Those 3 contest the issue now. Ethical Judgment inside of Channel Fury. Hosier's back in 6th. King Fury's behind horses of the Reds goes by him, and Keep Me in Mind begins to rally on the outside. Around the turn, 5/16 to go out of Promise Keeper, Masker Parade. These 2 separate themselves now. Promise Keeper inside, Masker Parade outside. Ethical Judgment 4 lengths back. King Fury is splitting rivals. He's into 4th. Then it's Channel Fury outside. Keep Me in Mind, top of the stretch. Masker Parade and Promise Keeper glued to each other. Masker Parade takes the lead with a furlong to go. Promise Keeper is battling back along the inside. Here comes King Fury. Here comes Keep Me in Mind. A final 16th to go, and Masker Parade is just in front. It's Masker Parade with the lead, and Masker Parade wins the Ohio Derby.
Well, Mask Parade getting it done with jockey Miguel Mina, and boy, that was just quite the call. He was picking up horses. He was 6th, he was 5th, he was 4th, he was 3rd, he was 2nd, and then he took the lead. And it was a rush to the finish.
It was similar to that Maxfield move, except he had company. There were 4 of them across the track at the finish. Masker Parade got it done, 98 Beyer, proving that last race was no fluke. I would think we might see Masker Parade, maybe King Fury, some of these other horses, like maybe Promise Keeper here on September 25th in the Pennsylvania Derby, in addition to what we hope might be like the Preakness winner at Rombauer, to be determined. It's a ways off, but we're looking at a great race in September here.
I think so too. I really like this race. I love the way Mask Parade did it, and keep in mind, horses always close, and he gets 2nd, 3rd, 4th by the closest of margins. And King Fury, great to see him back for trainer Kenny McPeak.
Yep, he's a good horse. That race in Lexington was no fluke. He's legit.
Absolutely not. While Belmont Park had the Grade 2 Mother Goose, one of the most coveted races for 3-year-old fillies, going 1 16 miles. And our favorite is always Karina for trainer Chad Brown, and breeder and owner 3 Chimneys.
Run twice, won twice by 4, by almost 10, 94 Beyer, 93 Beyer. It's interesting. 4 to 5 doesn't really lay over the field on the numbers, but the margin and the connections make sure this horse is 4 to 5.
Me and Dick's favorite jockey Flavian Pratt in for trainer Chad Brown, because Santa Anita's not running. I guess he didn't make the trip down to Los Alamitos. And our second choice is Clairiere for Steve Asmussen with the Irad Ortiz riding.
And she was fourth in the Kentucky Oaks, which is a terrific race behind Malathat, who's just a great Todd Pletcher filly. So Clairiere has been solid in this division all year long.
Well, hopefully some cotillion possibilities we'll see here at Parks. Here's the call of the Grade 2 Mother Goose.
It is Always Karina, the favorite here, in front by a little more than a length. Make Mischief now comes on through on the inside to grab second. Zagila is on the outside in third. Clairiere is now up to fourth. Iliogami is the trailer. Always Karina takes the field into the far turn, ran the opening half mile in 48 seconds. Always Karina by a length. Zagila is second by a neck. Make Mischief is down on the inside in third. Then Iliogami and Clairiere. Always Karina in control here, midway around the far turn. Always Karina. Zagil on the outside in second. Now Clairiere makes her move, advances into third. Make Mischief and Iliogami, 3/4 in 1:12 and 2. They are at the top of the stretch. It is Always Karina. Zagil on the outside. Make Mischief is down at the rail. Always Karina tested here by Zagil with 1/8 of a mile to the finish. Then it's Clairiere and Make Mischief. It is Zagil who has now taken the lead inside the 16th pole, and we're going to have an upset here in the Mother Goose. Zagil is the winner.
Well, Zagil getting it done, and a very happy birthday to trainer Todd Pletcher, who wasn't there. He was at his daughter's high school graduation, but jockey Joel Rosario just sat off the hip of Always Karina and just had a lot of horse.
Yeah, it really did. A 96 Buyer, easily the best this filly has ever done. But Todd said he'd always had high hopes for her. Then she kind of, that turf and a fairgrounds race kind of just didn't go right. Well, she was good this time because it wasn't like Always Karina didn't run well.
No.
I think she ran like she'd run in her other races. Zagil was just better. And I should think we might see one or more of these horses, as you said, Danny, on September 25th in our $2 million race day in the cotillion for 3-year-old fillies.
Well, I sure hope so. Todd did say he wanted to keep Malathat and Zagil, his two 3-year-old fillies, apart.
Yeah, I would think Malathat would run a race like the Coaching Club and maybe the Alabama, and then maybe we could see Zagil here in the cotillion.
And no disrespect to Clairiere. I mean, she stumbled at the gate. She might have even almost been the best horse in the race.
Nah, she really,
just had a horrible trip.
Yeah, she really ran well. Always Karina ran well. They all ran well. It's a good group. 3-year-old fillies are getting faster. And hopefully by the time they get here, they'll meet up with a local hero. Maybe Vequist will be all the way back from the cotillion.
Well, time to head to our next break. When we come back, we're going to have our jockey and trainer of the week. Don't go anywhere on Let's Go Racing.
Turning for Home is a nonprofit that has provided nearly 2,800 former racehorses with a safe retirement. The program was created through the foresight of the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association.
We all love animals, and to give back to something that helps us so much, it's a great thing.
Responding to the need for a better system that addressed the uncertain future for the retiring equine population at Parks Racing, the PTHA rallied horsemen to support the program.
These horses can do anything from hunter jumpers to western to therapeutic riding.
Turning for Home became the first on-track retirement program at a year-round racetrack.
We want to make sure that our horses that have run so well for us over the years get the great opportunity to get a new vocation.
Out of everything that we've done in Pennsylvania for racing, I think that's the thing we can be most proud of.
If you would like to help these amazing animals find a great second career and forever home, please give us a call or contact us at turningforhome.org.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. Our jockey and trainer of the week is brought to you by Turning for Home, proudly working side by side with our horsemen, retiring our racehorses into a safe retirement since 2008, going strong for 14 years. And we just talked about our Turning for Home Day and what a success that was. So let's talk about some of the horses that came out and led our post parade. It's always fun to see them, what they look like physically and mentally off the track. We had the pleasure of having Star of Midnight and Rainbow Valley lead our post parades on Turning for Home Day. Star of Midnight was formerly trained by Lupe Guerrero, who we'll talk about in a little bit, and owner John Loyal. Retired in 2019 of October. Here she's ridden by Sophie Reed on Turning for Home Day, and this pair have been a real force in the show ring. You see them here with all their ribbons. The Big Bay mare looks absolutely stunning here leading the post parade, and we're very proud of this team.
Absolutely.
We also had Rainbow Valley, who only raced one time for trainer Ed Coletti and owner breeder Everest Stables. Kate is his beloved adopter. Actually, Susan Guggenheim's the one who rode him here on the post parade. She's an international polo rider who just recently relocated from the West Coast, teaching young riders all about polo with her group Ponytails in Polo. So you'll have to work on your ponytail to get in that group.
Yeah,
but
I need to get there too.
I'm very proud of them, and both Rainbow Valley and Star of Midnight both came from Safe Haven Farm. Kate Goldenberg, one of our partner farms, who we absolutely could not do this without. So great seeing them. And our jockey of the week is Julio Carrera, who is, now that he's become a journeyman, I mean, he's really a very strong rider, and he's not always on the favorite, but he really gets them in the winner's circle.
Yeah, now he just needs to get, like every other jockey, a little better mounts, and he'll win even more.
Yeah, he would quickly move up the ranks. And our trainer of the week is Guadalupe Guerrero, just one of the kindest souls you will ever meet here on the racetrack. And not only that, his barn is firing. Last 4 starts, 4 wins. It doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah, it's hard to win 4 races in like a week or a couple of weeks. To win 4 in a row, including 2 on Monday. Great run by Lupe.
Absolutely. Well done to him and his team. And time to head into some race recap brought to you by the Pewter Stable. Check them out at pewterstable.com. A great partnership to become an owner with a wonderful group. Get in the winner's circle and feel the thrill of owning a racehorse. Let's start with the Florida Lee. It's the grade 2, a mile and an 1/8. And yeah, our girl Latruska, ears up, just goes out there for a gallop with jockey Jose Ortiz.
Yeah, on paper she really couldn't lose, Danny. When the race turned out like it did, she absolutely couldn't lose. Loose in the lead, moderate fractions. Jose Ortiz just having a fun time out there. And look, she leads the division. She beat Monomoy Girl in a big upset in the Apple Blossom. Now 15 of 20 lifetime. We'll see what they have for her next, but she came back in 21 days to do this. I would think they give her a little bit of a break before her next one.
Definitely. Obviously a championship on the line for this nice 5-year-old mare. And like you said, they might even want to try her against the boys.
There's some discussion that maybe if she's going to do it, it would be late in the Breeders' Cup Classic. But look, we were talking about this earlier in the show. The Classic division is loaded.
It is.
I'm not sure you want to try all that.
Well, keeping with our Churchill Downs theme, the Wise Dan, my all-time favorite racehorse ever. It was the grade 2 Wise Dan, a mile and 1/16 on the turf. And Some Like It Hot Brown with jockey Jose Ortiz again goes to the lead for trainer Mike Maker.
Yeah, loose on the lead and looks for the whole way like he's going to get there.
He does.
And love this name. Rich Migliore said on the show, I didn't realize this, but Some Like It Hot was a legendary Marilyn Monroe movie, and this horse is out of Marilyn Monroe by Big Brown, thus the name. But here comes Set Piece, the one, to take it from Some Like It Hot Brown as Florent Giroux is weaving in between horses. You're thinking there's no way this horse is going to get there, but he does for Juddmonte and Brad Cox, and they win again.
We know those Juddmonte horses love to win on the turf. This Set Piece, a beautiful horse from Great Britain. This was his 9th lifetime win, so Set Piece, very impressive win. And like we said, Some Like It Hot Brown with just a really strong second.
Great second, yep.
While the 2-year-old fillies showed their stuff in the debutante stakes, $150,000, going 6 furlongs on Churchill Downs on their closing night. And Wicked Halo, we see jockey Jose Ortiz again gun out for the lead, but he's not going to stay out there long.
Yeah, loose on the lead, one of the first of the gun runners, of course, the horse of the year from several years ago. But 2 fillies are going to come from the back. The 7 Behave Virginia for Kenny McPeak is going to split horses. Really impressive for a young horse to do that. And on the outside, on the 1s and 2s, easy for you to say, Danny, who's actually our favorite at 7 to 5. They're going to end up running 1-2. The boys ran the second right after this race, the 2-year-old Colts. This race went 1.34 seconds faster. They got an 83 buyer, which is a huge number for a 2-year-old filly. Kenny is already talking about potential Breeders' Cup juvenile fillies for Behave Virginia, and I think the top 3, look them all up. I think they're going to all be winning stakes races before it's over.
Oh, I certainly agree with you. Behave Virginia, just very impressive for trainer Kenny McPeak. And on the 1s and 2s, just is going to love more distance.
Indeed.
Norm Cassidy said. So I think we'll see a lot more from this big filly. And yeah, you know, the girls just more mature faster than the boys sometimes. So
they have in this group, there's no doubt about
they
that.
Certainly have. Well, it's time for some Ion racing. Let's talk about some more impressive fillies. Delaware Park has their big day. They're going to have 2 grade 3s. They're Delaware Oaks, which is going to highlight Kenny McPeak's Crazy Beautiful, who's the favorite in the field of 9. And John Service has 2 fillies in there, Leader of the Band and Midnight Obsession. And our friend trainer Miguel Penaloza is going to send out his City Zip filly Exogen.
Yeah, now it's a really great weekend up in New York. The Suburban is probably the race of the year so far for the older horses, Danny. I mean, we got the Dubai World Cup winner. We got Country Grammar first start for Todd Pletcher, another horse that Baffert had but no longer has. Undefeated Happy Saver for Pletcher. So yeah, it's going to be a powerhouse race in the Suburban in New York.
It certainly is. Michael Stidham just saying Mystic Guide looks the absolute picture of perfection. He's certainly a specimen to look at since his Dubai World Cup, so we wish them all the best. It's going to be a good field. And me and you have been talking about this race a lot. Gulfstream Park, they have their big day, the grade 2 Princess Rooney and their Smile Sprint, but I don't think Chubb Wagon's going to wait. Chubb Wagon's going to make it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's going to be a really strong race led by CC, the Michael McCarthy double grade 1 winner in the Princess Rooney, but yeah, the Summit of Speed. No Chubb Wagon. She's run a little bit of time, but they'll find a spot for the undefeated horse for Lupe Preciado.
We look forward to her making it 8 for 8 in her next win. We love our girl Chubb Wagon. Well, it's time to head to our final break. When we come back, we're going to have news and notes. Let's Go Racing. We'll be back in a flash. If you want action and you want it now, you got to get the new Parks Racing mobile app. Wager and watch thoroughbred and harness racing from around the world. With the Parks Racing mobile app, it's easy to open and fund your account. Then place your wagers and cheer on your horse as they thunder down the stretch. With the Parks Racing mobile app, you'll easily make withdrawal requests, view the previous day's replays and results. Plus, open any new account now and you'll be automatically enrolled in the Parks Rewards program. The more you wager, the more you earn. Get the new Parks Racing mobile app and get in on the action.
The Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association is the advocate for Parks Racing's horsemen and has worked hard to secure better lives for the hundreds of trainers and their families that work in the thoroughbred racing industry. Our horsemen benefit from medical coverage, trainer pension plans, and increased purses. Thanks to these horsemen, racing at Parks is the very best, providing entertainment for you and the entire family. The Pennsylvania Horsemen are proud to be part of the community and introduce a new generation of fans to the sport of kings.
Welcome back to Let's Go Racing. Our news and notes is brought to you by the Granny Fund, which provides continuing education for our backstretch community, books, scholarship money, anything needed to get to college. And some big Baffert news. I know we've talked about him a lot. Life is Good moved Barnes to Todd Pletcher.
Yeah, no, look, he's losing horses because he can't run in New York and he can't run in Kentucky at Churchill Downs. So it's a problem. And boy, that's a real talent to lose.
Yeah, and Medina Spirit, our unofficial Kentucky Derby winner, it looks like he's not going to make the Haskell. Baffert said he's just not quite ready off that Preakness run.
Yeah, so maybe he comes here on September 25th. Management has said Baffert is more than welcome to come and run his horses here at Parks.
It's going to be a loaded Parks Racing Pennsylvania Derby in Cotillion. We look forward to that. And some sad news out of the racing world. Longtime Delaware Park analyst Rich Glazier did die, passed away in his home at the age of 73. And Dick, I know you and him were good friends.
Very good friends, Danny. I did the Delaware Handicap Paddock Show with Rich, I don't know, for 25 years. He always used to joke, he says, "You've had the winner 25 straight years." I really hadn't, but we had such good time. I'd see him once a year, and it was like we'd just pick up. Rich saw, I think, 50 Delaware handicaps, and the one he missed had a good reason to do it. He was serving in Vietnam in 1968. Mr. Delaware Park, loved the racetrack, great ambassador for racing. I'll miss him. Everybody that knows him will miss him dearly. Definitely,
certainly a hero and somebody good for racing, and our thoughts out to Rich's family at this time. Well, Dick, that wraps it up for me and you, but not here at Parks Racing. Come join us Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Post time's 12:55. Come say hi to me on the rail. We look forward to seeing you. Thanks so much. We'll see you next week on Let's Go Racing.